Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to have some fun with alcohol inks, foil, and 3D embossing. Let's do this. So here are the supplies I'll be using. I have a 3D embossing folder from Sizzix, and it's textured like a leaf. And I have some gold foil, some leftover from a previous project that you've probably seen in another video. And I have a piece of Yupo paper because I'll be using alcohol inks. I have black cardstock for my sentiment, and my card base will be out of craft. And I'm using this stamp set. I'm using You're Awesome out of this one. It's from My Favorite Things. And since I'll be doing embossing, I'm using the Versamark as well as my embossing tool, my anti-static tool, and embossing powder in gold. And of course, my trusty blower. And I have alcohol in this spritzer and a stamping block for the sentiment. And these are the colors I'll be using. This is Moss. This one here is Sienna. This one here is Butterscotch. And this one is Dijon. Nice fall colors. And I have my blending solution, of course. Can't do it without that. And just some water to spritz and clean up. And my microfiber towel to help clean everything up. And my heat tool. So let's get started. So here I'm just going to pour some blending solution onto the Yupo paper. And I'm going to start just dropping down some colors. And while I'll do this, I'll give a little backstory on how I came up with this idea. This originally was inspired by Ryan's video from Glitter Grunge Greetings. I will have his channel linked down below. Please check out his videos. His cards are always absolutely amazing. They're gorgeous. They're everything. They will give you life. But he is what inspired this for me. I saw him use that 3D textured embossing folder, and I just had to get my hands on it. And I got the idea. I wasn't sure, but I wondered if I'd be able to use Yupo paper in 3D embossing, how it would do. Yupo paper is a very different texture than cardstock, so I wasn't sure if this would work, but this is kind of like where this idea came from. I love working with alcohol inks, and so I figured I'd go ahead and give it a shot, do a background, and run it through the 3D embossing, and hopefully it would come together. So that he is what inspired this card. So I'm just dropping a bunch of colors here and moving them around. The only thing I wish was that the colors would come out a little bit richer, a little bit deeper. They do look very muted here in this video only because of the lights. The lights I have are really bright, so it's not as muted as you're seeing it here in the video, but I still wish it was a little deeper. I really wanted that rich fall look. I am ultimately happy with how it turned out, but I think maybe I need to get some alcohol inks that are darker, deeper colors. But nonetheless, like I said, this came out okay. And later on, you'll see I kind of stop using the blending solution, and then I just start putting the alcohol inks straight to the paper to try to achieve like a deeper, more concentrated color. And it helped a little bit, but yeah, I think I need to get some more colors of the alcohol inks. But yes, back to Ryan. Honestly, go check him out if you haven't, seen his work. His cards are just absolutely everything, and I believe he has an Etsy shop as well. He sells his cards. He's incredible. So he's what inspired this. So yeah, so I'm finishing up here, adding some more color in certain spots and just moving them around. And I think this is where you start to see that I just put the alcohol inks down without any more blending solution, and that's because I was trying to see here I just put a drop without blending solution because I really wanted it to be, of course, the layered look where you can see color underneath color underneath color, but in the same token I just really wanted it to be rich and real fall feeling, very warm. So I'm just about done here. I'm pretty much happy with how everything kind of sat and layered up. And then I'm going to grab my little spritzer bottle with alcohol in it, and I'm just going to hold it above the panel and just do a couple spritzes, and you're going to see it kind of transform and it adds texture. Here we go, I'm spritzing. And then I'll pick up the panel and I'll do a close-up so that you can see what it looks like. And I'm using my blower tool to kind of help and dry it up. And here we go. I'm going to lift it. And you see that? That is so cool. I love that. It's kind of like weathered look. And then with the 3D embossing folder on top of it, I just really wanted it to look like a leaf, a weathered leaf. So I'm taking the foil, the gold foil, and I'm just placing it on top and smushing it around. And if you've seen in previous videos, I've done this. And it's just, look at that shine. The foil just sticks to those areas where the colors kind of meet together with the blending solution around the edges, and it just grabs that foil beautifully, and it's just an added touch that's just amazing. So I'm just going to go around and just continue going around the panel and making sure that all the sticky areas kind of grab some of that foil. And I'll keep this foil sheet for another project. I'll just keep using it until there's no foil left on the sheet. So don't waste it. Waste not, want not, guys. So here we go. Look at that. That is so awesome. So here's when I get nervous, because now I'm going to try to run this through the 3D embossing folder. And I was really scared it would get ruined or just not really take the texture. But you'll see how it comes out. I'll show you. I'm putting it into the embossing folder in just a moment. This embossing folder is everything. So beautiful. So there it is. I'm gonna go emboss it, run it through my machine off camera, and here we go. It's really hard to tell in this. I do have close-ups, and you'll see at the end how it came out, but this was awesome. And it almost feels, Ryan mentioned this as well, and I agree 100%, kind of almost feels like a leather, just all the texture that it gives it. I'm so happy with it. Very, very cool. So now I just cut it down to the size that I need, and then I'm going to take my card base and fold that up and use my, after I clean up, and use my bone folder to kind of do that crisp edge right there. And then I'm just going to use it, I'm going to use the ATG gun and put, you know, a ton of tape like I do, you guys know. Bunch of tape, especially since it's textured. I really wanted to make sure that it would stick down and make contact with the craft paper very well. So that's that part. And now I'm going to work on my sentiment. I take the black cardstock, and I'm going to take the sentiment that says "You're awesome" and put it on my block. And then I'll take the anti-static tool and make sure I rub it on there real well. And my Versamark, and then just line it up where I want it and stamp it. And I'm going to use a die of the set, the stamp set that comes with dies as well for the sentiments where you can cut them out. So you'll see I'll do that, but I'm going to emboss it in gold, which I think will stand out perfectly against that panel that I made. And look, no mess, guys. I'm getting better. Practice makes perfect. So I'll heat this up real quick. And here's where I take the die, and I'm trying to see which size would fit. And I just cut that out. Now these dies had an edge that didn't cut, and it almost left it like a flap that opens up, which is weird. I had no idea. So I just took my X-Acto knife and just sliced the one edge, and it was fine, perfectly fine. So I'm going to use some foam adhesive to kind of pop that up, and this card is basically done, guys. So I'll have a close-up picture, and I'll do a slow-mo so that you can really see what it looks like. But that's it. Easy peasy. And I love it. It came out really great. I really like it. The texture, the colors, the foil. I think all together it was just really, really awesome. So there it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And as usual, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. I really would appreciate your support. And I will have a video coming up for a 100 subscriber giveaway. And if you're subscribed already, you already know. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.